Excellent.
What is the definition of a pioneer?
It's someone who've done it. No one have done it before.
Molweni nonke, namkelekile. Igama lam nguKaylee. I go across Africa seeking out pioneers in the tech, leadership and creativity arena in order to delve into their minds and better understand their stories. I want to know what it takes to truly make it on this continent.
Today we're talking to Luvuyo Rani, the founder of Silulo Ulutho Technologies. Silulo is a social entrepreneur venture in the ICT space. Silulo offers affordable business development courses to South African citizens, largely those from previously disadvantaged communities. Founded in 2004 from the boot of Luvuyo's Corsa Lite, in 2018, Luvuyo represented South Africa at the World Economic Forum. Luvuyo Rani is a true African pioneer.
So I was born in Queenstown.
Yes.
Ecoman. So my mother was a domestic worker and my father wanted to pursue education but he could not and end up working in the mental hospital in Queenstown. Apartheid laws, they were not allowing black to own means of productions. So we could not have entrepreneurs. Our parents were go to school so they can be labor. All our parents were doing, they were just giving all for us to be standing here.
I wanted to know a little bit more about Luvuyo's formative years because, the age-old debate, are entrepreneurs born or do life circumstances elicit them? And
I learned so much early to my mother that the responsibility of make sure that I'm doing something instead of moaning and complaining, say that we are poor. There's no. It taught me early in terms of like go out. They call it vukuzenzele, just stand up and do for yourself.
And entrepreneurs like to call it grit. And they always say, as an entrepreneur, you need grit. But it's not everybody that has grit.
It's a fact. Not all of us can be entrepreneurs. It takes a lot.
Sure.
The struggle that we go through and the poverty that we go through, it makes us to be stronger where we are today. And those are kind of characteristics of hard work, perseverance, passion, resilience, all those things that comes in.
Sure.
Those are building the quality, the characters of entrepreneur.
It's very obvious that Luvuyo has an immense amount of grit that he developed from very trying formative years. What he does is he uses this grit to attain that which he most desires, a formal education.
It was a kind of a time when the country was in a transition. So it was a Mandela time where we were kind of liberating. In the following year, I came to Cape Town with the taxi, staying to squatter camps in Harar. It was 1996. My father gave me, 500 rand just for me to come and get the education here. My journey in life, it was not an easy journey, but my journey in life, it was not a journey that was clear. So I didn't have any career choice. So even the teaching that I'm doing, it was just for me to get education because I knew that education is a key for a poverty home.
It is here in eKhayelitsha that he discovers the need that later elicits Silulo Ulutho Technologies.
The culture of entrepreneur, it starts in eKhayelitsha because eKhayelitsha forces you to innovate because there are limited resources and limited and expertise. And then I look at it, amazing businesses are coming in eKhayelitsha. It's all about innovation. It's not the typical business of a tender or opportunity. It's guys thinking in terms of what can I do in my space. Well, because I was youngest on all of the teachers, and most of them, they come from a Bantu system from before, so they've been teaching for many years and they were old. So they were struggling about computers. So they used to ask me to assist in the spreadsheet, schedule. I've been assisting in terms of the admin to assist me with that. And I used to be called in the different, come and assist in the lab. That's where I saw the need. That's where I said, the teachers are struggling and the OBE requires teachers to have a computer as a tool. And then I said, no, man, this is an opportunity. And then that's why I started seeing that the teachers were not able to use computers and struggling, and then started thinking of, let me start my own business. So we started on the 1st of October. It was when we started buying 4 computers. Lonwabo went to the bank and asked for 10,000 to buy 4 computers as a start of Silulo. So we sold 2 in October. We sold 2 in November. And people were saying to me, I'm mad. And they were saying to me, 2 weeks back, the school, they had similar computers and it was broken. And then I now come back to them and sell the same computers. So they said I'm stealing computers and selling back to them. They were not buying at all. I mean, they were not trusting at all. And I use this Corsa Lite boot as my office. They will ask me, where are you based? Where are your offices? Things were tough.
Yeah.
Things were very, very hard, tough. So I, until December, 3rd month, where I saw teachers in one of the school in Tawelang next to Kasha Mall, I grouped them in a group of 6 and said that they must form a stock fund savings. So they pay 400 a month. So they will buy this one, and then within 6 months they've got computers. So that month, that was December, there were 15 computers, and I saw then that this is my gold mine. And they were buying these computers. But what we see, teachers would bought these computers, they would put them on their own divide. They would put them Mr. Me. They were not skilled enough. So even kids were making fun of their mother. And then we decided we need to have internet cafe. We're hoping that they will come in. So we applied for a space in the Kasha Mall to open internet cafe.
Sure.
They declined us because we were blacklisted, we didn't have any plan, we didn't have any... And it was an idea. And then we went through Kasha looking for container, looking for a house to open this internet cafe. We couldn't find a space. Until 2006, we met with one of the tenants in Kasha Mall. We asked for 30 square meters to open internet cafe. He asked about 4,200 for a rent. It was the biggest money that we ever paid because we couldn't even pay 1.4 a Corsa Lite installment. Even my house now was not probably paid on time. So 4,200 to pay, and we didn't have money to have computers. So we gave this man, posted a check, said, as on the month you get your money. And then we went to our suppliers, we asked him to loan us 10 computers with the stock. We owed men to give us, to do a chairs for our, to do a table, and we put the chairs. We opened Internet Cafe on the 15th of February, 2006. 28th of February, we've made about 250 rand. And the expenses were 12,000 rand. So things were tough. Until we see that customer coming to our stores, they want us to look for employment for them. They wanted to train them around computers. And then we saw that, no, let's train. And now we no longer go to teachers now. Sure. We just saw that there's a huge gap with the community. Then we started training now. Later, the following year, we're finding a venue for training. And training changed our business. So after we train students, we see that some students are starting finding employment. And then we couldn't have money to the bank because we're not in the good terms in terms of funding. And 2008, Lonwabo applied for SAP Kickstart. And then we were 60, and then we came to 15, and then we came number 1. They gave us a grant of 100,000. We use that money to build one-stop center now, like internet, training, and the mobile. And then we bring everything to 29. So our break, it took us 5 years just to build the model. By 2010, it's only then that it started expanding.
Now, I want to know, this year in 2018, you were at the World Economic Forum as a representative, not only for South Africa, but I believe for African social entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Looking back at where you've come from, how does it feel to be there?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's one of the greatest moments. To sit with our Jack Ma, our Bill Gates, with all of these global, icons around the world. And you ask yourself, from a Komani or from eKhayelitsha, sitting, having conversation in terms of how the world is moving, understanding in terms of how the future comes in. And also understanding, the biggest debate around the world, this year, Davos, it was more, how do you bring inclusivity? How do you make sure that you bring everyone around this fourth industrial revolution? And I said, this is what we're doing. And we've been doing. So I think the world is kind of moving, understanding that it's key for this world. Otherwise, it's not going to sustain. Because this was industrial revolution, there will be entrepreneurs that are going to benefit. But how do you bring? Because it's going to create some havoc. People are going to lose jobs. The machine are going to take it over. The robot are going to take it over. Now people are but it could be a coexistence if it can be done. So just like being there as a delegate and as an attendee and be part of that awesome gathering. It's something that I think it's still, I'm pinching myself. Like, is it me? Is it real?
I mean, I just hope sincerely that South Africa and the world bodies continue to support you, because I think you have a massive role to play, not just in developing nations, but across the globe. So please, like, we're going to keep following your journey. I hope to have you back on this chair, talking to you in 6 years' time with all of those stores around the world. 6 years' time, when you've got all the stores around the world. Yeah, cool.
Good. Love it. Yeah. You don't see your situation and hope things will happen. You go out there and make things happen for yourself, and no one owes you anything. It's your life.
Biggest challenge Silulo Ulutho has brought your way?
It's systems.
What is the end goal for Silulo Ulutho Technology?
Is to grow 1 billion turnover.
And what does fear mean to you?
I don't have fear.
How do you believe people can move beyond their fear?
Just do it.
To what do you attribute your visionary qualities?
To my intuition.
Greatest sacrifice in being an entrepreneur? We'll give us some time to think. I learned from Luvuyo about the value of grit, that in actual fact, it doesn't really matter where grit comes from, but that grit is a key input variable not only into a successful business, but into a successful life. I learned from Luvuyo that entrepreneurs have a faster lens on the reality of life, that because they are required to solve so many problems in such a condensed time span, they are better prepared to solve the challenges that life ultimately throws at every single one of us. And with this in mind, it's probably worth all of us embarking on some type of project that induces problem solving within a condensed period of time.